It's time now for the Giant Sports Talk Live Morning Report.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live Morning Edition here on this Memorial Day, May 25th of 2026. And before we start, Lou, let's not forget what Memorial Day is all about. You know, we had people who gave everything they had to provide the freedoms that we get to enjoy today. Look at this, Lou. Me and you get to sit here on YouTube talking about baseball, our favorite sport. And, we wouldn't be able to do this without some of the sacrifices that these men and women were able to were part of, I should say. And, I'm not going to forget I served for 21 years. You know, I'm a veteran. I didn't give my life for the country. But any of that time in those 21 years, that possibility could have happened. You never know what may happen in the world. So, again, for those who gave everything, again, I salute every and each one of you. So there you go. What's up, Lou?
Yeah. First of all, Eric, I want to say thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I think we've become very good friends, and I appreciate everything you do. And I have a lot of friends that served. And I'll tell you one thing. Being in San Francisco, you don't really see it. But when you travel to other parts of the United States and you see servicemen like San Antonio or San Diego, where they film Top Gun, you see a lot of them. And, one of the things I'm pretty fortunate enough when I see a veteran I just show them respect. And, they don't really think much about it. They just did what they thought was right. And I think that's really what we're missing. We have the greatest country in the world because of these people. And, it's one of those things where we celebrate it, not to have barbecues, just to make sure we don't forget them. And it's a joy, and I think it's one of those things where it's beyond comprehension what they go through. I mean, when I see movies like, Save It Private Ryan or anything about D-Day, I don't know if I could have done it. But they did it without thinking twice, and I just want to say thank you to all the servicemen out there. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, they were unselfish. Those who gave their lives were unselfish. They joined by their own free will. Now, some of those, because were drafted. I get it in a time of peril in our country, but they went out there and they still went out and did the job, and when it could entail losing their life because of it. So, again, much respect for those who gave their lives. All right, it is Memorial Day. It is a milestone in a baseball season, right? As far as where is the team and where can they go? And let's see what happens. The Giants look the last two games that they had. They look pretty good against the White Sox. That first one was a stinker. The last two were pretty good. Put a lot of runs on the board. And yesterday, again, they did it again. Lou, they went out there, scored 8 runs. Devers had a monster day, 5 RBIs. 4 of those came on one swing of the bat with a grand slam. But it's nice to see the Giants going out there swinging the bats. So hopefully they can keep it up.
Yeah. Is it a tease or is it something we can look forward to the rest of the homestand? Because we've seen this many times.
We have been.
So I just want the truth. My main concern is not really hitting right now because obviously they're coming around. It's more our starting pitching. Yeah. Who's going to show up? Who's going to give us 5-6 innings to help the bullpen? Because, we're coming up on, I think, 13 straight games, and we still got 4 more. It's like, the starting pitching are going 4 innings, 3 2/3, 4 1/3. And you can only ask the bullpen so many times. And when you go 13 straight days, you got relievers can only be limited. We don't have any more days off for a while. So that's my main concern. And, hopefully when Webb comes off the DL, everything can get back. But, I'm a little concerned about Webb. I'm concerned about Ray. And these are your 2 big guys that are supposed to give you innings and be, studs. And right now we're not getting that. So we'll just have to see from there.
That's a good point. Webb and Ray, those are our 1 and 2s right there. And they got to lead the way. And the Giants aren't going to go anywhere if they're not leading the way. So there's a lot expected of them. That's just the way it is. So yes, when Webb gets back, he's going to have to be Webb. Like Ray's going to have to figure it out. There's something weird going on with him. He's not tipping pitches. It's just he's not being effective for whatever reason, whether it's mechanical which more than likely is probably the case. It doesn't look like it's a health thing. He did throw 92 pitches. It's not like he's leaving the game early. Now his velocity is a little bit down. Someone mentioned that in the chat yesterday. I can't remember who it was, but it was a good observation. His velocity, last couple of years, he was around 94, 95. Now he's sitting around 92, right? With his fastball. I think there's a couple of times he might bump it up to 94, but all in all, his velocity isn't the same as it was last year. And is that
giving up the gopher ball?
And that's another thing. Yeah. Walks and giving up the long ball, man. That is not a recipe for success. So we'll see what happens.
You can't say 7 walks is from tipping your pitches.
No.
And these things are all like launches. Come on, stop with the excuses. Just you're having a bad year. And again, Eric, it is his contract year. He's going to be a free agent. He's pitching for a job next year. So, sometimes people fizzle when the pressure's on. And some people like Adames, when he had the best year of his career. So, it's up and down. It's tough. And you got to remember, he just did have Tommy John 2 years ago, and maybe he's just not the same, and that's possible too.
Maybe.
He's human and he's not young. So let's remember that. Yeah,
that's a fact. And we'll talk about the upcoming Giants game against the Arizona Diamondbacks in Oracle Park, and take place 2:05 p.m., guys. So it's going to be another afternoon game. Shadows may play. The game should be over by the time the shadows get too bad, but still going to be a bright sun out there, and we'll see how the Giants do. Again, you said it yesterday in this road stand, right? Or on this current home stand, they're 2-0, right? Playing in the daylight, so maybe we can get a little bit more of that. But let's see what we got here on tap here. First game, Chicago versus Pittsburgh, going to be at PNC Park. It's going to be a nice game. Ben Brown, he's been a guy that has been having a little bit of success for the Cubs. Going to go up against Carmen Malowski. I think that's, or is it Lodsky? Do they even spread? I think it's Malowski, right? Could be. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. 10:35 start. You can watch that on MLB TV. Should be a fun game there in Pittsburgh. I don't know how the weather is. I know back east it's been a little bit weird. But we'll see how that transpires there in Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay Rays going to be in Baltimore. Shane McClanahan going up against Kyle Bradish. Another 10:35 start. Again, a battle of the AL East teams. Tampa Bay leading the charge, right, Lou, if I'm not mistaken? A team that doesn't have a big payroll, but they are getting it done. Is it going to last?
Can hit and pitch. Yep.
They can hit and pitch.
They lead the Yankees by 4 games.
That's incredible.
So it's not like they're by half. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Minnesota Twins going up against the Chicago White Sox, who were just here in San Francisco. They traveled to Minnesota. Or I'm sorry, they're back in Chicago. I'm sorry. That's going to be 11:10 a.m. start. Zebby Matthews for the Twins. Anthony Kay will be the starter for the Chicago White Sox. See if that trip to San Francisco has any lingering effects, or can they wash it off and start playing some more good baseball for Chicago. St. Louis Cardinals against the Milwaukee Brewers. That's a NL Central matchup. Matthew Liberatore, or Liberatore, however you want to pronounce it, versus the whippersnapper, Jacob Mizorowski. Man, that guy, again, I'll say it again. It's all limbs with that guy, but man, he can throw that ball, Lou. 100 miles an hour all the damn time. Hopefully his elbow can stay intact. I'd hate to see anything happen to him. I mean, when you throw the ball that hard for that often,
yep,
you just never know what can happen. New York Yankees will be in Kansas City. Always a good time to play baseball in Kansas City. ESPN will be broadcasting this one. Will Warren for the Yankees and Michael Wacha. He's been around forever for Kansas City Royals. Again, Michael Wacha, remember, I think you were there, Lou. Remember in 2014?
Yep.
That big walk-off 3-run home run by oh my God. How come I can't? Ishikawa was off of Michael Wacha. So yeah, there you go. Little trivia there. Cincinnati Reds will be in New York to take on the Mets. Mets got swept by Miami. They got man. Mets are right there with the Giants as far as just the miseries. 1 p.m. start, again, all-time Pacific. Nick Lodolo will go for the Reds. Nolan McLean, their young ace, will go for the Mets. We'll talk about this one later. Arizona, San Francisco. Washington will be in Cleveland. Zach Littell taking on Tanner Peavy. Another ESPN game. Philadelphia and San Diego. That might be a good game, right? Both teams been playing pretty decent. Again, it's going to be in San Diego. I bet you it's going to be beautiful down there. Jesus Luzardo will take on Randy Vasquez. But I'm mistaken. Is it Randy a lefty? I'm trying to remember. Could have sworn he's a lefty.
I believe he is.
Battle of the Lefties. I could be wrong, but it may be the Battle of the Lefties in San Diego. Houston, or I'm sorry, a Texas showdown. Houston versus Texas. The Astros will have Tatsuya Amai going for the Astros, and then Rangers will have Kumar Rocker be your starter. Miami at Toronto. Jason Junk will be the starter for the Marlins, and Trey Savage, the young pitcher for the Blue Jays. Yeah. I don't even know how he did, because I know his first start was the start before this, I think. Is this his second start?
Toronto's like 2 games still below 500, but they got a lot of time. It's a big difference, like the Giants 9 games back of 500. When you're only 2, it's a big difference. Correct. You're
in striking distance, right? Even if you're say right at this time, if you're 5 games below 500, you're still within striking distance. It's not the end of the day, but when you're 9, it's that much more difficult. We'll just have to keep watching and see what happens. Colorado is going to be in LA. Ooh. If it was in Colorado, it may be different, but Colorado and LA prospects don't look good for the Colorado Rockies. Kyle Freeland will be going for the Rockies. Emmett Sheehan for the Dodgers. And then the last game in Sacramento, beautiful day. Luis Castillo will be the pitcher for the Mariners, and Aaron Savali will be the pitcher for the Athletics. All right, let's go here. Merrill Kelly, man, he usually the Giants can touch him up, but he took care of the Giants in Arizona. And let's not forget, last time the Giants faced the Arizona Diamondbacks, they got swept, man. They got swept. Let's see if the Giants can get some retribution. Merrill Kelly, let's see. What is he going to do here? Hold on. There he goes. Look at it. He 4-3 with a 5.7 ERA. All right. I'm not gonna even go down it, because I'm gonna wind up jinxing it. But that's what Merrill Kelly is doing. I'm just gonna show you the numbers. I'm not gonna say what the Giants should or shouldn't do. Landon Roop, again, right now, rotation. He's 5-4 with a 3.2 ERA. Let's see what the Giants can do. I don't know, Lou. The issue we had yesterday, we didn't see Bryce Eldridge in the lineup again after having a 2-hit day in the last 2 games. Is he going to be in the lineup? I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but we need to see him in there, man. Come on, let's go. I would like to see that. You got a right-hand pitcher.
You got a right-hand pitcher. There's no excuse why he's not in. No excuse.
Yes. Put Casey back out in left field. Have Susak behind the plate, and let's just go get it done. It worked in that second game against Chicago, and even though it worked yesterday without having him in the lineup, come on, man. Let's get him some more playing time than less. It just doesn't make sense, man. If the guy is giving out multi-hit games, well, then he's showing something. I would think
we're 9 games below 500. Why is he not in every day? It doesn't make any sense. Give the fans what they want.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now with the San Francisco Giants, right? I mean, come on, you're seeing it with the youth and out there, and I talked about it on the show. In right field, you could platoon Gilbert and Barracoto for the foreseeable future. Probably see Gilbert in there for the simple fact you're facing a lefty. More than likely, right? That's what I hope we see. I hope we see Casey in left, Bader in center, Gilbert in right, Chapman at third, Damas at short, Arias at second, Devers at first. Devers took a day yesterday, if you want to say that, because he was DHing. So you'll see him probably back at first base, and then Susak behind the dish. And then you have Eldridge as your DH. I think you're doing something with that one, right? Come on.
I'm sorry, but you've won 2 straight games. Keep the momentum going.
You have to. And and Eldridge was part of that momentum, right? He was part of it. Even though he wasn't there yesterday, he's part of this. So let's go out there and let's play some damn good baseball. It's Memorial Day. You want to get the ship righted. I don't know how. I've been saying that for freaking 2 weeks now, Lou. If you don't get the ship righted now, well, and that's the problem. Look, because even if they lose tomorrow and they win the next 2, it's gradual. It's going to take a long time.
2 up and down. The yo-yo effect is back.
Yeah, it is.
But what's nice is you got swept by Arizona. Let's sweep them back. Then now you win 5 games in a row. We can't keep doing this. The other thing too is every game you beat Arizona, you're closer to 3rd place instead of back to 5th place. So
yes,
I think it's important.
Right.
Try to start off good.
And if anything, that just makes you feel better when you're looking, hey, we're beating a team that's ahead of us in the standings. Right? It's a little bit of you want to call small victories, right? Because they got to do this, man. You don't want to get embarrassed in your own house by a divisional rival where they just got done sweeping you in their house. So go out there and slam that door shut on them and don't give them any opportunities. And I think you said it off the top too, talking about starting pitching. Look, Roop is going to have to go out there, man. You go out there and give us 7 innings. Don't walk everybody. I'm not saying you have to strike out. It's nice to strike out guys. But if you can have efficient innings and get into that 7th inning, so then the bullpen only has to make up for 2, I tell you what, man, that will help the bullpen in so many ways because you got to give them a breather.
Especially with 13 straight games in 13 days. Our bullpen's being used like you've never seen before over these 13 games. So
it's brutal.
It's important,
Right.
I agree.
Especially right when you start getting into August and arms start getting tired. That's the last time that you want your bullpen to be exhausted because you've spent them the 4 months before. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right,
definitely.
Lou. Well, we'll be back. Not that far from now, it's going to be an afternoon game, and we'll have probably a post game right around 5 or a little bit before. 5, so should be a lot of fun, and hopefully we could talk about a win, man. I tell you,
3-game win streak instead of my God, see what happened. Let's play a clean game.
I like it. A clean game. Go. Pitch the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball, and let's go get that win. Lou, again. Enjoy your Memorial Day, and we'll see you later this afternoon. All right, guys. We'll see you this evening.
You've been watching the Giant Sports Talk Live Morning Report, a Northern Lights Entertainment production.